Of all the war hawks in the U.S. Senate, none seems more excited about the prospect of a boots-on-the-ground forever war in Iran than Lindsey Graham.
$1 billion a day. Oil prices up 27% in a week. You've got the president wanting a $1.5 trillion defense budget in 27. The idea that the Pentagon is about to come to you for $50 billion on these strikes to Iran. How are you going to answer?
Best money ever spent. Was it worth to America to take down a religious Nazi regime who's trying to build a nuclear weapon to deliver to America? That's a really good investment. They're going to fall. It's not if the regime falls, it's a matter of when. And you didn't mention today, and nobody has, quite frankly, we now know they had enough 60% enriched uranium to make 11 bombs.
Number one, how are you going to better secure the Strait of Hormuz so that we don't see more spikes in the price of oil? Number two, are you telling us you want the United Arab Emirates and the Saudis to lash out and strike Iran right now?
I want them to get in the fight. We sell them weapons. Iran is striking their country. They have good capability. About the Strait of Hormuz, what if the regime fell? Then you never had anybody in Iran in the future that wants to close the strait. What if you had Iran with people who don't want to build a nuclear weapon to kill us all? What if you had Iran in the future that doesn't support Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis? That's where we're headed. Donald J. Trump is going to bring this terrorist regime down. We're going to have partners in Iran, and we're going to open up a gateway to peace. This won't fix itself. Every other president has talked about doing it. President Trump is in the process of doing it. They're going to lose, and we're going to win. Israel and the United States, you just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. This regime is in a death row now. It is going to be on its knees. It's going to fall. And when it falls, we're going to have peace like no other time. We're going to have prosperity unlike anyone could ever imagine. Peace brings prosperity. You can't do it by talking. The Democrats criticize this operation. They didn't do a damn thing. These men and women in the military should make us all proud.
I want President Trump to take Lindsey Graham out of the Situation Room.
Is he advising the president?
He brags about it, and I don't think Lindsey Graham, for all of that hubris, has thought through or war gamed the consequences of us taking Karg Island. Has he thought through what the Houthis are going to do? Has he thought through where Hezbollah is? Because Hezbollah is not going to fly on a plane from Tehran. Hezbollah is here. Hezbollah is waiting. Hezbollah has not struck yet. Has he thought about
when you say here, you mean you think the United States is at risk based on Karg Island?
Is affiliated with Hezbollah. They get trained in Venezuela. I mean, they're here. They've crossed an open border that was open for the last 4 years or so. But has Senator Graham thought through the consequences, what Iran will do to disrupt the economy? They've already done a lot, but what they will do even more so if we were to take Karg Island. And so that's why I'm looking at this more holistically and thinking about, have we thought about the consequences? I want us to declare victory because we've won. President Trump has won. And now it's time to show us, the American people, what is the exit strategy? Because the men and women that we send to war deserve an answer to how does this end?
You have a group of people, and I'm going to list out some of the ages here because I want you to understand how I view this. Trump is 79 years old. He's not going to go serve. None of his kids or his grandkids are going to go serve. Lindsey Graham is 70, has no kids. Bibi Netanyahu is 76. His kids, as far as I know, aren't serving. I could be wrong about that.
I'll give you one more, by the way, about Benjamin Netanyahu. His son is hanging out in Miami to avoid reserve service. But go ahead.
All right, good. That's a good talking point. I'll write that down for the next time I talk about this. But, Bill O'Reilly, who was on your show earlier today, 76 years old. Look at the condescending way he talked about the generation of Americans who don't want to serve in this war. He called them the headphone generation, right? You want to ask people to sacrifice for this country, to believe that this country could be a force for good. You have to give them something to believe in. And Donald Trump promised young men in his campaign, I'm not going to get you dragged into another war. I'm going to create a job market so you can get a good paying job. I'm going to help you buy a house. I'm going to help you start a family. He hasn't done any of that. And that's why his polling numbers are collapsing amongst young men in this country.
Single and childless South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham dropped into the Magic Kingdom in Orlando, Laura. He claims he was doing business in Florida, a lot of it at Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary Resort. You can see Mickey in the background. And then he was later seen walking through Fantasyland with a pink bubble gun. What is Lindsey doing? I don't know why he's there, but it's a very weird world after all, I guess.
No, it's a very small world, I would say that.
You cannot make this up because Lindsey Graham is walking around by himself with a baby blue and pink princess scepter. I know because I bought basically that exact scepter. I know because I bought I went and looked it up online. Similar little princess scepter for my 3 daughters. You hit a button and it all flashes with lights and stuff. So the point is he's got a girl's toy and he's walking around talking to Mickey Mouse and people looking completely insane. Look at him on TV. He constantly talks about killing people and then he goes,
like, even if Lindsey Graham wasn't being a weirdo, like, even if it wasn't extremely eyebrow raising for a confirmed bachelor to be meandering about the magical kingdom, trying to encounter the various characters there, your Goofies, your Donald Ducks, that would be weird enough as it is, something that that it would be maybe be worthy of a chuckle. But in the context where we are right now, the Senate is closed. The Senate is on vacation. Lindsey Graham started a war in Iran. Okay, Lindsey Graham convinced Donald Trump, alongside Bibi and MBS, to get us in to a cockamamie war in Iran that's raising everybody's gas prices. It's going to increase inflation that has caused the deaths of American troops. It's causing the deaths of people across the Middle East. It is a total quagmire already. Lindsey Graham started it, and he's the guy that set the fire. Okay, and then a few weeks later, he's like, "Oh, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to go down to Disney World to see if I can hang out with Woody at the new Toy Story ride." That's a no. Okay, you are not allowed to be on vacation. Okay, the people when you went to the airport, when you went to DCA and then landed at Orlando, there were good people working at those airports trying to keep us safe that you are not paying right now because the government is shut down. They are not being paid. You are going through the security line with a bubble wand and a signature book full of the signature of your favorite Disney stars, Lindsey Graham. That is wrong. That is wrong. Okay.
Talk about a picture that tells a story. Lindsey Graham is so jazzed about this war that he decided to take himself to Disneyland. If he were quite literally anybody else on Earth, the photo of a guy having a great time and holding a literal aerial bubble wand would be iconic. But knowing that this is a man who has the blood of thousands of families and children on his hands already makes it just a little bit more gross. Funny, but gross. While Lindsey is living it up at the Magic Kingdom, his decisions are costing countless lives on both sides of the conflict. We can only hope that he spends more time in the garden with his bubble wand and keeps out of the Situation Room going forward.